If you're unaware where to start with your social media presence or you're looking for an approach that works for all of your clients, you're in the right place.
One ring to rule them all.
In this video, we are going to cover how to create a social media strategy that works for any type of business, whether it's for your own accounts or your social media for several brands. This is a framework that can be adapted to all areas and can be replicated endlessly. The first step is to really understand who your client is or the sector you're working in and what they expect from you or their online presence. In other words, you need to put yourself in their shoes. First, you should ask yourself, what is the business's activity? Does their concept work? What are they selling? And how are they making money? The second question to ask is, what does the business expect from me and from their social media presence? Of course, the ultimate goal of any business is to get customers and make money. The more we could refine the objectives, the better we can achieve them. For example, they might aim to increase brand awareness, offer customer service, get closer to their clients/prospects, drive traffic to their website for conversions, or collect contact data from leads. If it's about selling a product, it's relatively easier. But sometimes you might come across a B2B client selling services. In this case, you need to clearly identify the goal. Perhaps it's not about selling the service directly, but rather collecting data, like email addresses, for example, so the sales team can follow up. Speak your client's language. First, you'll need to ask your client or yourself, who is their ideal customer and who are they trying to reach? Once you have that answer, the key is to go even further and dive deeper into more specific profiles, if not one, more. For example, if you're selling cosmetics and think woman, not quite. Sure, reaching more people is great, but focusing on your key targets is the best way to understand your audience. It's important to grasp and anticipate their challenges, pain points, what they're looking for, their routines, etc. This way, you know how to address them. For example, if it's a face cream targeted for younger moms, if you host a live stream at 7 p.m. to showcase your product, you might not get that many viewers because it's either bath time or their children are being put to bed. Similarly, you wouldn't address an 18-year-old the same way you address a 60-year-old when selling makeup. You'd use a more dynamic approach for younger audiences and a deeper, thoughtful argument for older ones. And by nature, these two demographics might not be on the same platforms. As you can see, it's crucial to really define who your target audience is. If they are already active social media accounts, you can analyze who the followers are, stalk them. Yes, I said stalk. You want to know everything about them. Before we dive into the fun part of implementing actions, I recommend one last analysis. This time, your competitors. This will give you an idea of what's actually happening in the market and how you can position yourself. Knowing their strengths and weaknesses lets you identify your competitive advantage and focus on communication efforts. Also, by analyzing their content, you can gather ideas, have a feel of what content formats the audience likes, and what they don't want to see and what they do want to see. If you'd like more information, I left a link in the description to a blog that goes over benchmarking and how to conduct a competitor analysis, even with a free template to help you get started. Now, onto the exciting part. We still have a lot of questions to answer, but it's getting more concrete. First, we need to ask ourselves what type of content is going to spark interest with our audience. We'll identify what we call content pillars. These are the categories of the topics that you will cover, and we recommend between 3 and 5. This allows you to focus on certain themes and avoid scattering and confusing your audience by discussing unrelated subjects. For example, if you're a yoga coach, you might share a promotion of your workshops or private coaching, practical breathing and relaxation exercises, yoga movement sequences, recommendations for yoga equipment and clothing. You could also share outdoor wellness retreats and healthy recipes. But as I mentioned before, the risk is losing your audience to unrelated topics. Think about which topics you would like to be seen as an expert in by your audience. Once you've identified your content categories, we'll consider the value that you want to bring to your posts. For your audience to engage with your content, you need to be giving something in return. This is what we call content values. It could be educational content, like those Instagram carousels with tips. It could be inspirational content showcasing a product or service in a way that helps people picture themselves using it, like a recipe with a product or kitchen tool that you're selling, or even entertainment. This type of content often shows your audience that you understand their struggles and lifestyle. It's the type of post that they want to share with their friends because it's relatable. This type of content strengthens their sense of belonging. And if you can generate interactions and shares, even better. Okay, we've got our content. Now, where do we publish it? Well, that depends on your audience and, as we said before, your ideal client. But that's not all. You also need to stay connected to reality. Yes, being present on as many platforms as possible is great, but that's only if you are continuously active. Having an account and not posting and not being consistent can send the wrong message to users. Is anyone actually there? Are they trustworthy? Will they be available if I try and message them? It's crucial to consider the tools and resources available to help create a realistic plan. This leads to the next question. How often should I post on each platform? To determine an ideal posting frequency, Metricool conducts studies on social media trends. We'll tell you what works best and how businesses communicate. I included a link in the description so you can download the ones that you're most interested in. But remember, as we've discussed, once again, it's important to consider your resources and context. The key is to maintain a consistent posting schedule over time. Posting once a day may be ideal, but if you can't sustain that, posting twice a week is better than posting for a whole month and then posting nothing. Plus, you're more than likely to produce more quality content if you have a pace that works for you. And finally, a little bonus point, it's all about putting your strategy into practice. To help you achieve your goals, maintain your posting frequency, and publish across all your selected platforms, it's best to equip yourself with the right tools. With Metricool, you can schedule out all of your content for all of your social media networks on one singular platform. Why schedule posts? First, to avoid from jumping from platform to platform, and second, to leave time to focus on other tasks. You stay focused on what you're doing, and Metricool does the posting for you. If you want to publish this same post across all the different platforms, no problem. Simply select the platforms, pick the date and time, and Metricool will post for you on the selected networks at the scheduled time. Want to tailor your content for different platforms? Just click Edit by Network and you can modify the content for each platform individually. Tailor your hashtags, CTAs, images, and give your posts the best chance to perform well on the different platforms. You'll even get a preview of how each will look, including a preview of your Instagram feed. Prefer to publish at a different time on Instagram based on the best times for your audience? You can easily drag the post in the calendar to your preferred time and date. As you can see, it's super simple, intuitive, and will save you a bunch of time. And if you're wondering, there is a free version for life, no trial period, no time limit. I've left a link in the description for you to create your free account and start posting today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. See you soon, Metricooler.